Hi, I'm Timmon Lund.
And I'm Josh Lund.
And I'm testing out my Garmin Livescope
against my brand new Humminbird Mega Live Imaging.
Today we're going to go a few rounds and see which one is going to win this bout.
Yeah, it's going to be a battle today, and we'll see if the new Mega Live Imaging holds up to the Livescope.
Right now we're running with the Garmin 8610 XSV. I don't have any of the cheaper Echo models, so that's all we have to work with. Josh brought along his Helix 10, and we have it mounted on an ice pack from a Lund cabinet company made in Duluth, Minnesota. You can get them at Marine General. The mount we're using is the Fishing Specialties, and I got this from Matt Rowan out at Big Fish Encounters. He has some really good setups. My Livescope is set up on the pole already, so all we had to do was add the Mega Live transducer to it. And
okay, so what are we looking at here, Timmon?
Right here, we're looking at an underwater spring. So most time with your 2D sonar, you're not going to show this, but with the live technology, both Livescope and apparently the Mega Live, you're seeing the water come up.
So this is the spring you're seeing on both screens?
That's correct. That's just a change of water temperature. There's no actual structure there except the change of water temperature, which is attracting and holding fish, as you can see coming in and out on the bottom.
Yeah, as you can see right here on both sides, looks like that's some fish right there, huh?
Yeah, this usually holds pretty good sized crappies late fall all the way through the winter.
Okay, cool.
And a bunch of walleyes too, typically.
So should we throw a bait down there and see if we get any bites? Or
absolutely.
All right, let's give it a try. So when we're searching for fish, one thing I like to do is really extend the range. How far can you extend the range on the Livescope?
It's really good to about 60 feet tops if you're using big lures. If I'm lake trout fishing, something where there's definite size to the lure.
So let's run out to, we're gonna run out to 60 feet here, and sometimes I even personally myself, when I've been using Livescope, I actually even go out to when I'm searching for fish on a spot, I might go out to 100 feet, and from there I can look, and if I see any fish way out on the outskirts, it will just look like a little tiny little line.
Oh, I got a fish.
Oh, it looks like we got good fish here.
I don't know what it is. Watch him come up and eat it. It's a little guy.
Oh, it's a little walleye.
Little walleye.
So just a little guy there.
Yep, just a little guy.
But as we go out to 100 feet, you could notice the definitely a lot of.
You'll turn transmit off on the.
Let's turn the.
So the Livescope's off right now, and yeah.
So right now we're showing a lot of
interference.
Yeah, past 60 feet, there's a lot of interference. See where we can actually see this.
Just go a little bit further, a little bit further.
Well,
there it is.
So about 40 feet is what we're seeing. Is kind of where we start seeing our jig coming back. We can turn the Livescope back on and see the. And we got and we got ourselves a little. This is kind of what we're chasing down here.
Why don't you adjust it to 60 feet so it's not trying to go farther?
Yeah, let's do that.
Seeing how far you can see it.
So go back to menu.
You're in downrange.
Yeah, let's go. Let's go 60 feet here, and then we got looks like we can two adjustments here, which is interesting.
That's forward, and you gotta go to downrange now. Because you moved it.
So downrange, we're just gonna go auto.
There you go.
So there we go. So now let's give it a try. We're going 60 feet. We're gonna cast this, and see how it looks on.
There it goes down. I see it on the live scope. Did you see it on there?
We'll have to look back on video and see where.
I don't think it's helping that the trolling motor is not functioning the way it should be on the
So we
Brawlog.
see it on the live scope.
I see both.
Yep. So we're both on. See, look at that. Between 30 and 40 feet is.
It really shows up. But
It really shows up. Mind you, this is a pretty good sized bait.
I would try it again with. What happened is the trolling motor let the boat go this way, and I was pointing straight back.
Yeah, let's give it a. Let's go straight back.
Straight back again.
And
That should be right on. There, I see it on the live scope.
55. So we see it on the live scope.
It's faint on the live scope, but it's not great. But
You can definitely on the live scope here. You can definitely
you can
see.
see it.
And we can
Now,
see
at 40
now
feet, it just
40
popped
feet.
in.
So 40 feet is kind of the magic number on the Mega Live.
with these settings.
With these settings, like I said, we are first time out. I'm sure if we could really dial it in, we definitely see better images. But
This jig has a shiner, and it's rigged up through the back, so it should have a bigger profile and fall slower, so we can follow it a little bit better with the pole. Give it a little pitch here. That should be maybe 30, 40 feet. As we find it, there we should be able to see
There
it
we
come
go.
down both.
definitely see it here on both units. And you can almost make out on the Mega Live the difference between the jig and the minnow there for a little bit.
One thing nice about the live scope is you probably get this in the Solix, but I can zoom in the less range while I'm closer.
Yeah, that's the only downside I'm seeing right now
That just
is,
came in, looked, now he's back.
you know, if you're fishing and you're jigging and you have to change that range, that definitely is not going to be good. So we do have some different, let's try some of these.
One thing that I noticed with the Mega Live is it does have a cleaner image where you can see some of those beams shooting down from the Garmin, but at the same time, by cleaning up all those beams, you're losing a lot of information that the Garmin has right now. So we're gonna actually try to see if we can get that
Yeah, it looks like there's some
not as
different,
clean and see if we can get more information, because obviously these springs are solid looking on the, or they look like bubbles coming up, and I'm just not seeing that with the Mega Live.
Yeah, let's crank the sensitivity way up and see if, let's go up to 18.
Maybe try the, so yeah, we're showing, see these bubbles and these bubbles are just a little different still. And the spring is looking better now with the higher sensitivity.
Yeah, we're missing the one spring that should be right about there. And
Yeah.
it picks it up a little bit.
Maybe the contrast?
Let's try the contrast.
Maybe less contrast?
Try to go over that spring again and see if... So now we're getting some more clutter,
Yeah.
which is
Well,
fine.
Let's go with the little clutter.
Yeah, we like the clutter. I mean, I know like some guy likes the really clean image, but I think we're kind of missing stuff with it too clean.
One of the complaints that a lot of the LiveScope people have when they first use it is they have their quote-unquote ghost tree. And one of the things I think about the ghost tree or all these beams is you can see the beams of the different transducers, and if you filter those out, you're losing information. I mean, I
Yeah.
could filter these out and probably make it look as clean as the Mega Live, but I don't think that you're going to have the same information you get if you keep a little of those ghost trees in there, or those beams.
So here's an interesting palette. Definitely the marks that are more solid are showing up kind of a different color. So we'll kind of play with these palettes a little bit.
I can get the same thing with my blue palette.
Okay.
So here's my blue palette, which this is like the old Panoptix color palette. It's still Livescope, but it shows red more towards the marks, and I use this pretty often ice fishing. These are actually more similar.
Yeah, these images are pretty close. You can see the fishing line on that as he did on the Livescope.
Here, I'm gonna turn this off right now and see how that cleans up with the. So you want to turn down So right now I have the transmit off, so that should clean up.
So we did kind of keep getting these kind of like pulse running through the screen.
Let's keep on cleaning it up. This is actually probably the best color palette I've seen.
Yeah.
I've not seen this one on the Mega Live yet. Have you?
No, I haven't seen anybody play with this one yet. I mean, it's just so new that literally we just got this 2 days ago.
What color palette is that?
So this is palette number 11. So we got the contrast way up, or we can actually turn it down, see if we can get some more clutter here. Actually, I like that.
Now that's starting to look pretty good.
Yeah, I like that almost really low contrast. Maybe, that 4 seems, between 4 and 5 I kind of like. Because we definitely don't want to miss any fish that maybe are off the side or different angles. Let's turn the Livescope back on.
Yeah, it's good to have something to compare it to.
So this actually set up right here with the...
This looks really similar right now.
Yeah, so
there's fish right here on the bottom. You can see them both.
Yeah, and you can see with that red, with that palette 11. Like I said, we'll show you these settings we got. Contrast 5,
here you go. There's
sensitivity
some nice
18.
fish coming up. There you go.
So, let's figure where see if we can catch one quick. We gotta be pretty close to these fish.
So let's turn your sensitivity just a hair more. Oh, I can see your jig pretty good.
Yeah, I think this is probably the best we've seen it so far. It's got a lot more clutter, but personally I kind of like that. Because before, when it was like too clean, even when I would lift up the jig, you'd kind of lose it every once in a while because you weren't picking up that the sensitivity. So with it way down low with the contrast, it seems to keep that jig on the screen better. Yeah, I think those are actually pictures are
pretty similar right here.
These are pretty similar. I think these are probably our best looking images we've gotten so far today for sure.
Now I see fish coming up on both sides on the Livescope. Well, I see them both. Oh. There you go. I see them on both units. It actually looks pretty good.
Yeah, I think actually looking at them right now, if you didn't have the names on the screen, you probably would have a hard time telling which one is which.
I think the Livescope is a little more smooth because you don't lose it at all. There seems like there's no delay, but it seems like it's choppy. Does that make sense? Does it feel like it's choppy looking?
Yeah, it does. It's not as when I pick up that jig and jig it really quick.
And that could be just a software upgrade.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I could definitely see them tweaking this a little bit and making this product even better than it is now. But for the most part, I mean, we're actually...
She's coming up real hot for it.
I mean, we're actually picking up everything. We're actually picking up a few more things on the Mega Live right now.
Yep, here comes some fish. 2 of them. I'm starting to run low voltage on this. I should probably turn my motor on for a little bit.
No, that's fine.
Because if it gets lower voltage, it doesn't work as good. See how it's 11.8?
Yeah, so on my setup here, we're running off of 30 amp hour amped battery lithium ion, and it's supposed to get probably about 12 to 14 hours of running out of it. But yeah, I think this looks pretty good. Let's go
hit another spot.
Let's go to some other spots and kind of put it through the paces and see what more we can find out about it.
Let's see if we can.
I mean, when you look at the images, they're actually pretty close.
Pretty solid.
I'm gonna switch back this palette since we did make a bunch of changes. Let's try to match the color. So now you look at those images. I mean, they're pretty close actually. Oh, look
There's
at
a nice
something.
fish. That is a nice fish right there. Get it up there, a little higher, a little higher.
Oh, it's coming
right
down.
there.
Oh,
He's coming up. Just let it sit for a second. Up, 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 up. Bring it up and leave it up. Up, leave it right there. Keep it above his head. There you go. You got him.
oh, fish.
There we go. There you go. What's not horsing, man? It's gonna be a nice fish. What we got? Pike or a muskie?
Big old pike.
Oh, that's a big pike.
Woo.
Oh yeah! Look at that! We got that on video. Yeah!
Okay, guys. So you guys watched that on the Livescope and boy, in the Mega Live, and it was amazing. It just smacked that thing pretty good. It's a fun way to catch fish. I tell you what, it's pretty cool. So we're gonna keep fishing here, but back up and if we were watching on the Mega Live or Livescope, this fish would not be in the boat right now. So let's get her back, and that was definitely fun. So I mean, even though it's a pike, it was definitely fun to catch. So let's get her back for another day.
One thing that I would really add is that no matter if you're a Humminbird, Lowrance, or Garmin guy or gal, all of these systems are going to work best for yours, and you're not missing out on any of them.
Exactly. I mean, we're testing these side by side, so you definitely see the difference between the two. But if you had either system out by yourself, you're definitely gonna be happy with it, and you'll be able to go out there and catch fish any day of the week. So.